I was standing on the top riser with one foot with the left foot on the riser and my right fist.
Oh, there. Yeah, right. He sat down if I remember.
They did a whole.
He was asleep with his eyes open.
Like they didn't believe it. Babies.
We were supposed to do the Hallelujah, the answer to prayer. We were singing along the boardwalk.
Shabbat.
Hello.
You okay?
My son
I heard, yeah. I?
the day before.
It was too hot.
It's the back there.
There's no light it's here. They're aiming that way at you. They're
We
not.
used it on
Look straight up at my head. No, not where you are. This way.
contemporary
There's no
service.
light there.
It's not, no, maybe it's on the stand something, no?
Yeah.
It's not there?
No, he didn't have an email. I said something, I said.
It's always cut this way. It's always cut this way. It has to be this. I'm not well versed. Well, you came after I did, so I told him. He said I told him.
I tested myself.
He said no. She doesn't have one. He said when they're told, you know. Yeah, I said it. I said it. No, but I think they're needed. No, we just never. The time is always in. No, you didn't. Correct.
It's not to go.
He didn't know what it was. He said, no, well, wait a minute. I said,
A lot of high school life tells me
I said, he said,
I mean, the weather you can take out.
oh, I know, he didn't know, but I said something about it's not incredible. He said, it's not incredible. Well, they must know it's not incredible. They
No.
can't know that.
Somebody
He
else
said
said
they can't
something
know
to
that.
him, and same thing, he didn't know.
He's not a police officer. I know what somebody who's just guarding the weekends. He's not. He said he was never a police officer. He's not from the police. But they're going to be safe. Yes. Yes. But I spoke to him for a long time once. He is not a police person. It's not his background. They had anybody could be a guard. Probably could be a guard. Probably better one. I just somebody said that we I said to
Any candidates are wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong.
we don't know. Yeah. So I said,
The discussion before,
and I was saying,
was council.
well, whatever they can say,
I wasn't born.
of course it is.
Hello. Everything was okay? Within the 2 years, like you say.
Not this one. I just got it.
Good Shabbos, Betham. Good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom. And good Yontif to you. I had anticipated that we would be, thank you, Mark, that we would be a relatively small gathering this evening. I know that for those of you that are regular and weekly patriotic Erev Shabbat attendees, that you like your regular seat. It's human nature. That's fine. But in the event that you want to come closer, be closer to the bima, to us, to Mark, to the choir, you're more than welcome. Whatever you wish, as you wish. But I know that for the most part, you're quite comfortable where you are, and that's quite acceptable as well. We want to welcome members and visitors who are with us on live stream tonight. Shabbat Shalom and good Yontif to you as well. We're very grateful to members of our volunteer choir for being with us in good number tonight. Thank you indeed for being present. By the way, to remind all of you, some of you were feverishly looking for Mishkan Tfilah, but you couldn't find it anywhere. So I hope that you've all got a copy, yes, of Mishkan Halev, which in fact, technically we are using for the very last time this evening. And you'll next see it on September the 6th of next year. I believe it is. September the 6th. So we are on page 3. We're on page 3. We invite you to join with us. Ozi v'zimrat and Hine Matov.
Lishon
Thank you. Hine matov umanaim. So, folk, before we continue, I have it on good authority that without my having had to intrude or interfere, that two beloved Bethamniks, who had no idea who the one was with the other, introduced themselves to one another before the service began. That was wonderful. Would that more did so. Please turn around if you would, especially to a fellow Bethamnik that you might not know. Introduce yourselves if you would, and please greet one another with a Shabbat Shalom and a good Yontif. A time for turning. Now is the time, page 7. We're on page 7. Now is the time for turning. The leaves will soon begin. Many trees have already begun to turn from green to red and orange. The birds are beginning to turn and are heading once more toward the south. The animals are beginning to turn to storing their food for the winter. For leaves, birds, and animals, turning comes instinctively. But for us, turning does not come so easily. It takes an act of will for us to make a turn. It means breaking with old habits. It means admitting that we have been wrong. And this is never easy. It means losing face. It means starting all over again. And this is always painful. It means saying, I am sorry. It means recognizing that we have the ability to change. These things are terribly hard to do, but unless we turn, we will be trapped forever in yesterday's ways. Together, God, help us to turn from callousness to sensitivity, from hostility to love, from pettiness to purpose, from envy to contentment, from carelessness to discipline, from fear to faith. Turn us around and bring us back toward you. Revive our lives as at the beginning, and turn us toward each other, for in isolation there is no life. May all who gather this evening be blessed. And those who celebrate, we wish you joy, your happiness made sweeter, because it is shared. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hatov v'hametiv. And for those, dear Vicky, dear Karen, Marv, For those who mourn, we welcome you with love. May we be the hands of God, extending care and consolation. Hamakom yenachem etchem, betoch sha'ar v'lei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. We are on page 8 and look forward to this beautiful rendition of Psalm 27, Adonai Ori.
So you have the words to the song, and this is actually the psalm that I taught throughout the month of Elul. And some of you know the melody. You have the words. Please follow along and sing together with us.
Page 11, Hadakat Nerot the Shabbat. It's our great pleasure to call upon our dear friend Flossie Porter to please step forward. We're on page 11. If you're able to rise, we invite you please to do so.
I honor the gift of stillness and rest, a day devoted to peace, peace within my soul. On this day, I have everything I need, peace with those around me. On this day, I seek no quarrel or strife, peace of earth and sky, green trees and quiet water. I give thanks that I am present in this world. I celebrate the miracle of existence, the breath within me, the beating of my heart, the love that blesses my life. Source of blessing, eternal, our God, you fill the universe with majestic might, teaching us holiness through sacred obligations, giving us the mitzvah of bringing light on Shabbat.
And I presume we will look forward to Kiddush after, right? After our service. If that is the case, then we invite you to join with us on page 14, Shiru Ladonai. Shir Adonai, Shir Chadash. As we continue, we join with Cantor and Mark and Choir, page 20, Shalom Aleichem. Opposite the page, as we read together, peace is with you, angels of stillness. Enter, bless me, give me rest. God knows I need you. God knows I'm asking, harried, impatient, at war with myself. Make your home in my soul. Fill my home with your light. Let me breathe in your quiet. Help me savor shalom. Peace is with you, angels of stillness. Enter, bless me, give me rest. Page 22, Lachadodi.
Shabbat
Page 20. Amen.
Page 24. The Almighty Rakiruti Vayamlich Malikuti, Nakayahun Makanopay the Colpet is Rakel.
Bagala, Udisman Karib, Veimaru, Amen. Rabam Thora, Leolam Leomaya, Yitbarach,
Yitbarach, Vayishtabach, Vayitbar, Vayitramam, Vayitnasei, Vayithatar, Vayitale, Vayithalal, Shemei de Kudesha,
Brihu,
Elomen Kol Birchata Veshirata,
Tushbechata, Nechemata, Amiram Yawma, Page 26 together. I orient myself to the east, facing the land of Israel. I align myself with my people, embracing a noble tradition. I enlist in the work of justice, repairing a broken world. I take upon myself this mitzvah. Wherever you go, be a blessing. Veheyeh bracha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv varavim, b'chokhma poteach sha'arim, uvitfuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazamanim, umesader et hakochavim, b'mishmrotehem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila, Adonai tzavaot shemo, el chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu, la'olam va'ed, baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim, ahavat olam, beit Yisrael amcha ahavta, Torah mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadata. Together, love beyond all space and time. Your love enfolds your people, Yisrael. We receive it in your teaching, your gift of Torah, sacred obligations, discipline, and law. So let us speak these teachings when we lie down and rise up, and find joy forever in your Torah and mitzvot. They are the very essence of our life, ours to ponder and study all our days. May we never lose or be unworthy of your love. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. ודיברתם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבתך ובדרך וקשרתם לאורות על ידיך
והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם emet. So we read together the middle of page 41. When Israel went forth from Egypt, we went forth. Behind us now, the speech of strangers. Ahead, the freedom to speak our own words and discover the holy. Witnessing this, the great sea fled, the river changed its course, the mountains danced like rams, the hills like sheep. Sea, river, and mountains, what has become of you? Why flee? Change course. Why dance like rams and sheep? Stand in awe, all the earth. The God of Jacob turns rock to water, stone to a gushing stream. Life changes course in an instant. Sing from the heart, awaken to life's wonders. Baruch Shmo.
Peace and friendship be תלמידנו, שומרנו לחיים, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך.
Baruch atah Adonai, hamafresh sukat shalom aleinu, hapresh sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 45, as we read together this beautiful reading. Peace comes with the sunset, cool breezes ease the heat of day. All things settle into stillness, gentle song of crickets, moonrise, and the silence of night. Give us shelter in your presence. Bring peace to those who yearn for peace. Enfold us in your quiet. Let our fears find rest in you.
Israel,
as we, dear Betham, on page 48, prepare ourselves for the tefillah, may I respectfully remind all of us that this is, after all, Shabbat Shuvah, the traditional name, of course, given to the Shabbat between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and therefore please be on the alert and the lookout for the additional liturgical inserts that we have for Shabbat Shuvah. If you're able to, page 48, as we rise.
Swat
It's very difficult to get from one to another. Yep. We can do the high holidays if you want. Ay, ay, ay. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יחללוך הסלע, ברוך אתה המלך,
Now then, for the continuation of the tefillah, we're going to continue, of course, as is our regular Erev Shabbat custom, Belachar silently all the way through page 72. Again, we invite you to look at either the left or the right or the left-hand pages. Those of you who need to be seated now, please, you're more than welcome. We'll join back together again with Cantor, Mark, and Choir on page 72, all the way through.
נצור לשוני ורע ושפתי מדבר מרמה ולמקל אלי נפשי תדום ונפשי כי עפר לכל תהיה אלוהי אלוהי נצור לשוני ורע ושפתי מדבר מרמה ולמקל אלי נפשי תדום ונפשי כי עפר לכל תהיה אלוהי
Birkat Refuah, the prayer for healing, pages 76 and 77. May the one whose blessings are many heal and bless us, and all those who live in the shadow of illness. May God's care bring us comfort and courage. May God's love open our eyes to the faith and compassion around us. May the source of hope and renewal show us the way toward peace of mind, wholeness within, and strength from community. Tonight, this Shabbat, we call to mind Noah Alves, Cynthia Baylor, Michael Berman, Rami Kanan, Karen Cole, Elias Escobar, Merrill Fulmer, Sean Haas, Jones Desi Hodge, Vicky Isabella, Joseph Curran, Elaine Katz, Bonnie Krause, Stacy Chrysler, David Lieberman, Amanda Baylor McCall, Larry Mance, Gershona Binyamina Batsorova Levi, Murray Plen, Rebetza David Rachmiel Ben Sarava Levi, James Riley, Alison Rosen, Sean Russell, Marcy Siegel, Jane Simon, Jan Tannenbaum, Bev Tisdale, Roz Warren, Mitch Victor, Dorothy Weiss, Janice White, and Theodore Wilson. If there are any other names that you'd like to publicly mention or affirm at this point, please feel free to do so if you would. Wendy? Thank you. Steve? Thank you very much. Bev? Ellen? Thank you. Mark? Linda? Thank you very much. Paula? Thank you very much. Di?
Eddie and Adele Cohen.
Thank you. Sarah?
Bajia Batola, Mari Bajia.
Thank you. Shai?
Daniel David Michael Ben Chayal Rachel.
Sheldon?
Ethan Cohen.
And Mark Ron.
Mr. President and Bev and Marv, it's good to welcome the three of you back. It's good to see you. It's good to have you. God bless you. God bless you. As we continue reading together, source of blessings, as you inspired Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, inspire us too. Let us shine the soft light of human kindness in dark places. Let song and prayer and silence be our instruments of care and healing. Let us all, the sick and the well together, be blessed as God blessed Joshua. Chazak ve'ematz, be strong and of good courage.
Make
Cantor, Mark, and choir, forgive me for having distributed this sheet while you were singing Misha Berach. So just an informal devour this evening for a couple of minutes. I have to tell you, I found this in my very expansive Yom Kippur file. I don't know how I got it, or maybe it was given to me by a fellow Bethomnik. I don't believe that I've shared this publicly before. Rather interesting that it's called a Yom Kippur cheat sheet. I would have thought that on Yom Kippur, that's a no-no, and absolutely verboten. There's nothing worse than cheating, God forbid, on Yom Kippur. But here we have before us five different authors, some of them rabbis, with really interesting observations. And so I thought this evening we'd just take a couple of minutes, if we may. So let's regard this, if you will, as a time of preparation, if you will, for what lies ahead, for the great Yom Hadin, the great day of judgment that draws nigh. So here, I'm sure some of you have heard of Rabbi Rami Shapiro. He's become very much an expert in the field of Judaism and Zen Buddhism. And this is what he wrote, Hineni. Now, you might recall Erev Rosh Hashanah. The tradition, of course, is that, as Mark leads our professional choristers, and this year some members of our volunteer choir, thank you, it was really beautiful, cantor came from the back. That is the tradition at the beginning of the Erev Rosh Hashanah service for that particular Hineni, right? This is of a different kind, and I thought we'd have a look at this, and then I've got a question for you. Here I am, a little bit nervous, a bit self-conscious. After all, who am I talking to? And what have I done? Am I a sinner in search of grace or a saint seeking salvation? Am I so evil or so good as to warrant the season of introspection? And yet, here it is, and here I am. This time of change and correction, this heart of confusion and contrition. Oh, if I could change, if I could be so sure of myself that I no longer had to imagine the slights of others, to be so loving of myself that I no longer had to ration my loving of others, to be so bold with myself that I no longer had to fear the bravery of others. Oh, if I could change, there is so much I would change. Maybe I will, but it scares me so. Maybe I won't, and that should scare me even more. But it doesn't. So let me pray just this. Let no one be put to shame because of me. Wouldn't that make this a wonderful year? Hineni, here I am. Is it? What's your takeaway from this? I mean, looking at this, do you have a favorite phrase or a particular line that you could most readily identify with? Just one or two answers, and of course, look, there's no right or wrong answer, but anything that really sticks out immediately for you. Deb, sorry. Yep. Thank you. Yep. That's it. Absolutely. I mean, for me, that's the line, right? Absolutely. Yep. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let no one be put to shame because of me. Let us, Betham, adopt that. Really is a very worthwhile mantra through 5784. Johann Christoph Arnold was a pastor and peacemaker. He was an author of 12 books with over 2 million copies sold. I'm told in more than 20 languages. This is a difficult passage, to be sure. I mean, this could occupy us for quite some time. Forgive me, I don't want it to necessarily. It is a different interpretation on forgiveness. Much of it, by the way, is very lovely and very beautiful. Forgiveness is a door to peace and happiness. It is a small, narrow door, cannot be entered without stooping. It's also hard to find. But no matter how long the search, It can be found. When we forgive someone for a mistake or a deliberate hurt, we still recognize it as such. But instead of lashing out or biting back, we attempt to see beyond it so as to restore our relationship with the person responsible for it. Our forgiveness may not take away our pain. It may not even be acknowledged or accepted. And yet the act of offering it will keep us from being sucked into the downward spiral of resentment. It will also guard us against the temptation of taking out our anger or hurt on someone else. Forgiveness does not mean ignoring what has been done or putting a false label on an evil act. It means rather that the evil act no longer remains as a barrier to the relationship. Forgiveness is a catalyst, creating the atmosphere necessary for a fresh start and a new beginning. Any immediate gut instinctive reaction that you have to this particular interpretation? By the way, talking of forgiveness, I want, please, those of you, dear members on live stream, forgive me. I'm coming back onto the lower pulpit because I think you can see me from here, but you might not have been able to down there. Esther, please. That's right, exactly. That's right. Yeah, right. No, indeed. And Esther, if I'm not mistaken, I know that you speak from personal familial experience. The basic gist of what Esther said is that I think we can, from a Jewish historical theological perspective, there is a red line in the sand that cannot be crossed. There are some things that cannot be forgiven. And so I think they're different, what is the word, gradations, if you will. They're different gradations of behavioral acts that may be considered totally inappropriate. Indeed, he uses the word evil. But yes, I agree with you. I think from a Jewish perspective, our reaction, our interpretation is somewhat different. Indeed it is. Linda, you were going to say? Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that as well. Linda basically said that for one's own solace and sanity, that you have to have a certain inner sense of peace in order to be able to move forward. Appreciate that. Thank you. Let's move on. The opposite side of the page. A colleague, Alan Muller, retired in 2006. Oops, I'm sorry. After 39 years at Temple Akiba in Culver City, California. Get up. Oh Lord, sometimes I feel sad and useless, so aware of the times I have failed. Last Rosh Hashanah's resolution soon faded away. Soon. My bad habits remain unbroken. My good intentions remain unrealized. I can make no new vows. I can make no new efforts. And so, as a result, I give up. And then during Kol Nidre, I heard your plea. Get up. I only commanded 1 day for afflicting your soul. I gave you 10 for repentance, for turning over a new leaf in the Sefer HaChaim. Now you'll have 50 weeks to be renewed. Even if you don't have faith in yourself, I have faith in you. Get up off the floor. Get up quickly. Falling isn't the worst sin. Staying on the floor is. Rabbi, a colleague who many of you have heard of, Rabbi Dov Peretz Elkins, the award-winning anthologist and lecturer, educator and author, co-editor, by the way, of the best-selling Chicken Soup for the Jewish Soul. This is a remarkable reading. We're going to read it responsively, but I'm going to begin. I'll tell you where you come in. for the sin we committed by not reading enough. Please? By reading. By not serving our community. By having a narrow point of view and not listening to those who disagree. By chasing after material possessions. By neglecting our dearest friends. By saving the world and ignoring our own people. By disobeying our parents. By ignoring our children. By letting our anger control us. By being selfish. By ignoring God. By ignoring the past. And by saying we don't make a difference. Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. It really is. So, if you can try and find that balance, kol hakavod. God bless you. And finally, the Rebbe's proverb by the one and only Danny Siegel, the remarkably successful fundraiser, the poet, the author, the lecturer, a lecturer on philanthropy, on tzedakah, on Jewish values. If you always assume that one sitting next to you is the Mashiach, waiting for some simple human kindness, you will soon come to weigh your words and watch your hands. And if the Mashiach so chooses not to be revealed in your time, it will not matter. It won't matter. So the moral of the story, I mean, you know, my humble interpretation, stop pretending that you're the Mashiach. Treat others as if they were. I think it would be an infinitely better world. Ken Yiratzon. So, just, you know, some preparatory material for Yom Kippur. You're welcome to keep it, of course, it's yours. You're more than welcome, please. Please feel free to do that. Without further ado, if there are any September wedding anniversary couples, if there are any, Harriet? Yeah, Harriet, yes, and Barry, absolutely, indeed. I think it looks like you will be, okay, so Barriet, yeah. No, Barry. Yeah, sure. Barry Harriet. No, they are known as Barriet. Barriet are representing all Betham September wedding anniversary couples.
18 years.
18 Say something. Can you verify that, Mr. Vice President?
That is true. It only seems like 17. September 5th. I'm sorry, September 4th.
No, it was the 4th. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Are you in
It was 2005.
Are you in big trouble? What is that? Right. That's right. Wait a minute, I'm gonna definitely find it. It's right here. It's right over here. This is the cantors. Okay, we found it. We are on page, 263 in Mishkan Tefillah. I promise we'll get there next week. So, dear Barriet, isn't it lovely? It is lovely. I love it. I really do. Source of, I'll read it for you. Source of laughter and gladness, let your presence accompany these loving companions Pour love over them. Grant them growth, each alone and together. May health and devotion, laughter and understanding abound for them. May they have the strength to share life's sorrows. May their love deepen and flower. Open their hearts to one another, and may their hands be open to family and to friends, to our people Israel, to all humanity. And let us say, Amen. But before you do, I mean, what can we say? What can be said of this truly, this remarkably devoted couple? I'm going to do it just very briefly. We are so grateful, grateful to both of you for your inestimable contributions to uphold the dignity, the sanctity of Beitam, of this house of the people. And for that, we thank you, we salute you. Dear Harriet and Barry, we love you. It's our greatest pleasure. Maestro, what's it going to do? Simman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simman Tov, Simman Tov, Mazel Tov, Simman Tov, Simman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simman Tov. Simman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. Simman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simman Tov. Simman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simman Tov. Elanu. Beautiful. Mazel Tov, Barriot. Now, wait a minute. Please, we're not done with you yet. Aleinu on page 78. But as Harriet and Barry come forward, it's something I want to say publicly. The cantor and I will remember. We had the great pleasure and privilege of having officiated at the chuppah, as you heard, 18 years ago. Like very many other couples, and I personally strongly recommend this, they prepared, as you can well imagine, the most extraordinary booklet for family and friends who were in attendance. It remains to this day, from my perspective, the template. Now, with all due respect to all the other couples that we've had the privilege of standing under the chuppah with, their booklet explaining everything about the Jewish religious wedding ceremony, it has to be seen to be believed. I've got my own copies still to this day that I give to couples. Thank you for that. Thank you. Page 78, Aleinu. Please be seated. We're on page 83. The remarkable words of the late celebrated poet, Mary Oliver. Look, the trees are turning their own bodies into pillars of light, are giving off the rich fragrance of cinnamon and fulfillment. The long tapers of cattails are bursting and floating away over the blue shoulders of the ponds. And every pond, no matter what its name is nameless now. Every year, everything I have ever learned in my lifetime leads back to this, the fires and the black river of loss, whose other side is salvation, whose meaning none of us will ever know. To live in this world, Vicky, Karen, Marv, to live in this world, you must be able to do three things. One, to love what is mortal. Two, to hold it against your bones, knowing that your very own life depends on it. And then thirdly, when the time comes, to let it go. To let it go. Page 85. Our thoughts turn to loved ones whom death has taken from us in recent days, and those who died at the season in years past. Our hearts open as well to the wider circles of loss in our community and wherever grief touches the human family. If you feel sufficiently comfortable to rise when you hear your loved one's name, please do feel free to do so and to remain standing. Donald Katzer, Marv, our thoughts are with you and with all of your loved ones. Myrna Levine, dear Karen, we're thinking of you, of Sister Ellen, and all of your loved ones. Stan Oliver, dear Vicky, loving thoughts are with you and with Lisa and Beth and Judy, all of your loved ones at this time. And Scott Schaff, who was laid to rest just yesterday at age 56. Nephew of Maddie Malice. This Shabbat we call to mind Andrew P. Beck, Myrna Bernstein, Naomi Blackman, Irving Braverman, Myrna Brull, Herman Brodoff, Robert Brownstein, Frank Burstein, Jacob Kopman, Anna Davido, Ida Dorfman, Leonard Finkelstein, Samuel Bob Foreman, Albert Friedman, Zhenya Circus Friedman, Lou Gettys, first yard-side today. Edith Goldman, Morris A. Granitor, Sidney J. Green, Henry Gross, Leah Guben, Kenneth Hantman, Hilda Jonas, Sylvia Krasenstein, Esther Lebovith, Conrad Leibowitz, Selma Levin, Henry Laforno, Lorna Mama, Sylvia Martin, Eugene McVeigh, Harriet Moskowitz, Anna Needles, Elizabeth Nowich, Abram Plon, Julius Pomerantz, Arlene Robbins, Maury Sawicki, Ida Schlein, Jean Subotnik, Norman Schachter, Elsie Scheinman, Anne Stein, Marvin Tannenbaum, Anna Wachowski, Norman Willett, Ruben Yusen, and Gwen Zelick, whose Yortzeiten occurred during the course of this past week, and all those other dear ones whom we now remember with tender affection. Steve? Thank you. Yes, indeed, on Rosh Hashanah, you're absolutely correct. Thank you for that reminder. Thank you. And as always, we call to mind the 6 million of our martyred brethren who perished in the Shoah, all those who gave their lives and who continue to give their lives in defense of Midnat Yisrael, the state of Israel, and of these United States. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be a blessing now and always. Kaddish, page 86. Yit gadal v'yit gadash me rabba, amen. Bioma divrach hirute v'yamlech malchute, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, bagalau fisman kariv yimru, amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach liolam u'lalmei u'lamaya, Hit barach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpoar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shmei d'kudusha, brichu, leila u'leila mikol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran ba'oma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlam rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, V'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. Let perfect peace abound. Let there be abundant life for us and for all Israel. May the one who makes peace in the high heavens make peace for us, all Israel, and all who dwell on earth. And let us say, amen. And together, may the source of peace bestow peace on all who mourn, and may we be a source of comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, amen. 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 Please be seated. It is at this point our pleasure to welcome back and to call upon our President, Bruce Sham, to extend greetings and for this evening's announcements. Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you. Good Shabbos, everybody. And I know we're all getting ready for the High Holy Days, so wish everybody had an easy fast, and we look forward to being with everyone. Just a couple of quick reminders. Our Torah study will resume tomorrow morning, led by Steve Chezin, and our peer-led service by Steve Green, Mike Krasenstein, and Barry Tinkelman. And Paul is going to be reading Torah. Thank you, Paul. Thank you so much. So in case just a quick reminder, Kol Nidri services will begin at 7:30 with the professional choir. The traditional service, 10 o'clock on Monday morning. We have a full day. There's really no need to even leave Beth Am during the day. So please join us. I think our contemporary service we all enjoyed on Rosh Hashanah. And we're going to have the wonderful stories about living Jewishly around the world. We're anxious to hear that. And then, of course, we'll have Yisker and Neela. Couple of other quick things. If you haven't made your reservations for the Sukkot dinner, it is really going to be special. Sukkot Under the Stars, September 29th, with the gourmet vendor. It's only $8 a person, and if 3 and under is free. So please join us for that. That's going to be a really, really special, fun night. We're really excited about it. And then on October 29th, we're going to have a new member brunch. Obviously, for the new members, it's free, but for those of us, the congregation, who want to come and welcome our new members, it's a very nominal cost of $10. We do ask that you RSVP by the 24th of October because we really will not be able to accommodate people walking in. And we never want to turn anybody away. A couple other quick things. Snap Pizza, October 12th, next to Panera, near Panera. If you go and visit Snap Pizza that night between 4 and 8 o'clock, they will contribute 50% of your dinner proceeds to Beth Am. There is a coupon that we will be sending out this week, so make sure you do bring the coupon. That is a requirement. And the Simchas Torah dinner on October 6th. If you have not RSVP'd for that, please do that as well. Just very, very quick. Oh, the citizen pastor is Friday. Okay, okay. Sorry about that. Cook it home. Just real quick, we did send out that email yesterday. I will be mentioning this during the high holidays. There have been some threats and scares on the corridor and in synagogues across the country the last several days. And I just want you to know that Betham, Barry, Sherry, myself, Rabbi Canner, we have all been working very diligently behind the scenes with the local police, with the national security, and even the FBI. The police who are here. Our building is safe and secure. But I will say that if for any reason we anticipate that something is going to happen, we will evacuate. We are going to err on the side of caution. We will have ushers to help those who need help getting out. We will be at the Memorial Island if the weather is nice. And if not, Penn State has graciously opened their doors for us to resume services safely at Penn State. We are going to ask that nobody just run to your car to leave, because if there is really an emergency, we don't want to have the roads blocked and not be able, for emergency to get through to us. But I assure you that everything that we have heard right now is that this is a hoax. They just want to break into our live stream and see us all scramble, and they get a kick out of this. So while it's nothing that's funny, I just want you to know we take it very seriously. We want to maintain the quorum of our sacred services, and we look forward to celebrating with all of you in a safe, and just know that we have made every attempt for you to be safe while you're celebrating with us. Good job. Kiddush will be in the lobby, and if you could please return your prayer books. There'll be a little rolling cart on the side. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you. We invite our Ba'alei Tekiah to please take their respective positions. Thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Art. We are on page 90. Page 90. And invite you, please, to rise at this point. Reading number 4, as we read together. The shofar sounds, and I am awake. Shaken out of the days of sleep, I see the truth. The day of judgment approaches. Soon we will stand before the one who cannot be flattered or fooled. Soon we will stand in the courtroom of conscience. Soon we will know the joy of beginning again. Baruch atah Adonai, shomer teruah. Blessed are you, Adonai, who hears the sounding of the shofar. Tekiah. Shvarim teruah. Tekiah. Yasher kochachem. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Art. Yasher kochachem. Page 92. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Cantor, Mark, Choir. Thank you so much for the pageantry, the musical pageantry of tonight's Shabbat Shuvah, Erev Shabbat service. We are very grateful. And as you heard from Bruce, please, folk... Oh, thank you. Okay, so Barry must have obviously brought the cart all the way around. There it is. Please be sure to deposit Mishkan Halev. And we now lovingly retire this particular prayer book, as I said, until Friday, September the 6th of next year. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Betham for those here in person, and of course, we don't want to forget those fellow Bethamniks and visitors on live stream. Shabbat Shuvah Shalom to you all, and in preparation for the great day of judgment, we wish you all a tzom kal, an easy but a meaningful fast. Good Yontif too. God bless you. Shabbat Shalom.
I have two books. New one.